Good morning, friends. Amanda here, Bare Bones Living. Welcome back. And today is going to be the day that I harvest my garlic. And it's going to be probably a pretty pitiful garlic harvest. I unfortunately did not put up this fencing as soon as I should have, and a lot of my garlic and onion got taken by rodents. I had a rabbit in here try to make a nest, and I think she had it all prepared, and I thought that there was going to be babies in there, but then I fenced it off, and I think I fenced it off like the day she was planning on going in there, because there was not babies in there. So it's not going to be a great harvest, but it's better than nothing. And I wanted to do this a while ago, but it's just been raining like crazy, so I wanted to try to let it dry out a little bit, and now I'm just sick of waiting. So I'm going to do some harvesting today, and I thought I'd bring you guys along. And this is the first bed that I planted here in Tennessee, and you can tell it's the first bed that I planted. But again, like when I planted these, I knew it wasn't going to be perfect, but it was better than nothing. So let's see what I got going on in here. Yeah, still very wet. But they can dry out later. Some of these are going to be really tiny, like this itty bitty garlic. But it is what it is. Oh, that's rotten. So this is what I ended up with. Quite a few garlic, but mostly very small. And then I did pull up quite a few of my onions, which are also very small, but they were definitely done growing. They had fallen over or lost their foliage completely. I cleaned up the bed a little bit, pulled some weeds, and I did leave some of my onions still going because they were still growing. Others had started to rot, so I just left them in to be compost. And I need to add more soil into this bed and give it some amendments. And I'll replant this with something hopefully soon. But I totally stink at growing onions. I'm hoping that these ones that I left up here actually bulb up a little bit to something substantial. It would be really nice to have like an onion that I could palm, but I don't know what my issue is. As you can see, the neighboring lettuce bed also needs some TLC. There are still some good lettuce in there that hasn't bolted, but most everything else has. And then I also see here there's some chamomile that I'm going to harvest here. You can tell that I very much neglect these two beds over here. They are out of the way, out of sight, out of mind. They're the only gardens on this side of the house. And so they don't get a whole lot of attention, and I forget about them often. So I don't think, I might have harvested this plant once before, but not really. But the pollinators love it. There's all kinds of little bees, little native pollinators. Which I'm totally for, obviously. I'm letting these lettuces also go to seed. Partially because I'm lazy, partially because I forget about it. Kind of hoping that they reseed themselves and just volunteer next year. Every little bit that I don't have to do is totally fine with me. But yeah, there's a nice big head of lettuce back there. There's a couple more little gems in here. Here's another little gem. But most everything else is bolted. A little bit of chamomile. I have these cabbages down here that I started in spring, and they're still growing. I just decided to leave them and see what would happen if I let them continue to grow. And they haven't bolted, so. So here I have a very sad looking potato plant that volunteered out of what I can only imagine was reused soil. I was talking to, oh forgive me, I can't remember, Garden Warrior. I'll put her name down. And I saw this plant coming out of my dead Meyer lemon bag, and I said I thought it was a potato because it looked like a potato, but I didn't know how it got in there. And she was like, "Did you reuse the soil?" And I was like, "I don't remember doing that, but I do that, so that's probably where it came from." So I just kind of let it do what it was going to do, and then it got eaten down by Japanese beetles, and now it's trying to grow foliage back, but I'm just going to yank it and see what I got. I don't expect a whole lot from this, but I also didn't plant it, so whatever I get from it will be a bonus. That's not a good start. I don't know that it's going to give me any potatoes. Ooh, hey! There's a little guy. Oh gosh. I'm gonna get one little potato here. And that might be it. I mean, no harm, no foul. Like I said, I didn't even plant it. But I do believe that's all. Oh, oh, hold on. There's another little guy. Ouch. dig it out a little bit more and see if I can find anything else in here. Ooh. Unbelievable. Well, that got a little dirtier than I had anticipated. But hey, look at that. That's a total bonus, because I didn't even do that on purpose. I see some lavender in here that I want to harvest before it blooms so that I can dry it out. Now I have a couple lavender plants, and this one is interesting to me because oh, they stink. Okay, great. The buds aren't very lavender colored, but when they open they are. I've just never seen such a pale looking lavender bud. I don't know if it's the variety. I obviously did not plant these. But I'm going to take trimmings from my lavender bushes and propagate some more, because if you've ever tried to grow lavender, it's not a fun thing to try to grow. So I'll just propagate what I have. But if anyone knows why this lavender is so dull, I don't know if it's because it doesn't get a lot of sun back here and it needs sun. The plant looks healthy. I also want to harvest some roses for teas and soaps and oils and things of that nature. So I'm just going to grab, oh, these Japanese beetles, I hate them. Oof. You want to grab new roses. In hindsight, I should have done the potato harvest last. So now I'm filthy, but curiosity killed the cat. So you want new roses that have either just opened or rose buds, like this. And there are quite a few rose bushes across my property. I mean, these are so pretty. Oh, and these Japanese beetles, they're so terrible. They pretty much destroyed my trees in my food forest. And apparently they love roses. I have yellow roses too, but they don't have nearly as many blossoms on them. These pink ones are definitely more plentiful. Ugh, This one is just covered in Japanese beetles and ants. Look at them all, Chester. These Japanese beetles are all over these things. On this plant, these lavender are actually lavender colored, and what I'm used to seeing on lavender. So I don't know if they're just different varieties, or like I said, they're in different locations. So maybe it's the sun. I don't know. So I already harvested half of this chamomile, and I realized I should probably film this as well. This is much later in the day. I stopped harvesting and ran some errands with the boys, and then we had lunch, and then we came back and played in the pool. And now they're taking naps, so I'm taking this opportunity to come out and finish harvesting. And this is right next to my back porch, so I see this all the time. And I always think to myself, I should just harvest it now. I should just harvest it now. I should just harvest it now. And I never do, because it always just takes so long to harvest all these little flowers. And the only time that I have to do it is now while the boys are napping. And this is the hottest part of the day, and I don't like being outside. I would like to be relaxing when my kids are taking a nap. But that's typically when I'm having to work on getting the things done that I need to get done. And I love chamomile. I love the smell of it. I love the taste of it. But I gotta say, harvesting it is not one of my favorite things to do. And I'm always trying to put it off because it just takes so long. And it's tedious. Well, I didn't harvest every single flower, but I'd say that's a pretty decent harvest. And then I wanted to come over here and check on my beans. I've harvested from these a couple times now. But they're still producing, so I want to get the ones that they're giving me. This is a Contender beans. And I've planted multiple successions of beans throughout my garden. These were the first ones that I planted. There's some pretty decent beans on there that it's still giving me. My other plants have not yet started to produce. So this is the only one that I'm actually getting anything from. My snow peas have said just about enough of this heat. I don't think they're really going to put on anything more for me, although it looks like there's one more pot on there. There's still one. Come on, little buddy. Keep going for me. And then that is my rattlesnake beans, which I haven't really been able to get much of anything from yet, but it looks like there's a few on here that I can get. And I heard from a lot of you guys that you loved rattlesnake beans, that they were very prolific. So I was excited to grow them. And this is really the first harvest I've done. I think that's all we got. Not bad. Quite a few beans in there. Almost enough for a meal. I think while I'm in here, I might as well trim some lemon balm and maybe some mint. And get it to bush out a little bit more. These clippers are terrible. I misplaced my really good clippers. I'm really missing them. Clippers are so important. A good set of clippers is important. And I love those clippers, and I'm so upset that I lost them. And I know the day that I lost them, I just have no idea where they went. I hope I find them soon. That's a nice little trimming. God, these things suck. As you can tell, these have been left out in the weather. That's why they're so cruddy. I think I got these when my grandma moved. She doesn't really garden anymore, and I got a bunch of her stuff. I don't think they were that good when I got them in the first place, but makes me really miss my good ones. That's a nice little gathering of lemon balm. I am anxiously awaiting my first cherry tomato to be ripe. There's quite a few on here. And it's already July, and I'm dying to have a ripe tomato from my garden. So this is my strawberry mint that I'm so excited to see that it's working out very well. My peppermint is not doing great at all. I do have one surviving plant, but this strawberry mint is doing quite a bit better. So I'm going to harvest some of this as well. So the strawberry mint I started myself from seed. I have behind me a chocolate mint plant that I'm going to go harvest from next. And it's doing really well, but I did not grow that one from seed. I bought that one, and it's growing like gangbusters. And that smells really good. The chocolate mint, and you can see just how much better this one is doing. Ooh, and just by doing that, so fragrant. This chocolate mint smells so good.
I hate mint. like chocolate.
Mm-hmm. Come here, you want to smell this?
Mm-hmm. Mmm.
I think I'm gonna try to make some different tea blends with this stuff. All the different things that I've harvested here today. If anyone has any recipes that they highly recommend for different tea blends, I would love to see some suggestions. That's usually how I make everything that I make. I just look at a million different recipes of something, of the same thing, and I pick and choose from different recipes the things that I like. Probably enough for right now. That smells so good. And in comparison to this strawberry mint, the strawberry mint is much more subtle than the chocolate mint. But I would say the chocolate mint is actually sweeter. In scent, at least. So overall, I'd say that's a pretty decent harvest here. Garlic, onions, potatoes, chamomile, roses, lavender, mint, chocolate mint, strawberry mint, lemon balm, beans. Not too shabby. Thanks for hanging out with me, you guys. Hope you enjoyed. I'll catch you on the next one. Thank you guys for stopping by today and joining in on our journey here at Bare Bones Living. We'll catch you on the next one.